Fox out there.
gotta go back.
Andre, Director of Operations.
I think you're going forward, or no?
No,
you're
I'm
back.
going.
There you are.
Anything background info that you would like to provide? So Lou has some.
Customers in the past at Flip Flop, I have a really good relationship with Andre. He's always receptive to what I have to say. He's a listener that takes a lot of notes rather than, that's why I don't put a ton of stuff in the slides, because he likes to listen and take notes that way.
What does Andre do?
Director of Operations.
Okay, so Director of Operations at Fox Outdoor Products, and what do they sell?
They're like tactical gear, like vests, guns, like SWAT team uses them, police use them,
Okay,
all those kind of things.
okay, all right. Good customer ears?
Yeah, they are.
You wanted that?
Sometimes
This one.
they are, sometimes they're not,
Thank you.
depending on it. They're busy guys.
Fencing and.
Enough for me to put effort into.
Gotcha.
And this is a QB
Thought ahead.
rather than a QBR.
Okay,
No, I wonder.
all right, so you're trying
There's
to,
opportunity.
Yeah, because I'm gonna be going in with the QVP for them to win more business.
How much do they give us right now?
They're giving us about 80,000 right now.
And what's the opportunity?
45,000.
Okay, 45,000 off, right?
interesting.
What's on the
Selling to underspend.
All right, and we're friendly, right?
Very good.
They're like
All
all
right,
red
so,
ones.
good to see you.
Andre, how are you?
I'm fantastic. Let me get my pen and my notes, ready to go.
There you go. So, that paintball team that I sent your way for the gear, they
Yes.
loved that stuff.
Oh, fantastic,
Yeah,
fantastic.
you-
That was a nice order for us, too.
Yeah, did you notice that there was a second order exactly the same going to Texas this time?
I didn't see that.
Yeah, so there's a funny story, and I'll come around to that in a couple of minutes. And it has to do with a way that may be able to make that situation not happen again.
Okay.
So, I went.
Press down.
So I'm briefly going to go over some of the things we've done in the past. We made some improvements to your order processing. Now the orders get sent back to Benny in the warehouse so he can put them in without having to walk the orders up. We set you guys up with a better returns policy and, not policy, I'm sorry, a better returns system so customers can get things back to you in a timely manner.
Uh-huh.
And just a few other little things that we did in the back with the computer, putting in like automatic box sizes, a lot of automated stuff in the world ship, and then I have a cost associated with it that I'll come back around to.
Okay.
So this has to do with my story. So
Okay.
what happened was they were going on a trip. They're a traveling team, and they have somebody who loads their gear up. And they had loved the gear that you guys sent them the first time. So they told the people in their warehouse, like, hey, send us the new brand, and they couldn't remember what it was. And the warehouse couldn't find it, so they're like, all right, they knew a brand that they did like, and they're like, just grab the stuff with the 3 black stars. So they loaded it up, they got the stuff. One of the guys on the team happened to have my number, and he was unhappy with that because he really liked new stuff. So he called me up and asked me for the contact info so they could order it.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, very long story, but I thought that something like this that we have, which is called our branded label, may assist in helping you guys stand out. I know one of the conversations we had before is you wanted a way to stand out and be recognizable.
Uh-huh.
Just like that team, when they don't memorize all branding, just like the guy thought back, hey, let me just get that stuff with 3 black stars. Having something like this on your label, they would be able to, in that situation, the first time they would have been able to say, hey, grab the stuff with the Fox, and they knew right away to put that in the truck. And if they needed a reship, they know exactly what to do. They remember that Fox logo, so it'll help you guys stand out.
Okay.
Another benefit of having a branded label like this is you can put a QR code on that. If you actually scan that QR code right now, it'll bring you to your website.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, and I've seen it used in a whole bunch of different ways. I have a customer who had the link sent to a YouTube video thanking their customer. Somebody another one had a link where you could get coupons off of the QR code. There's a whole bunch of stuff. And there's some marketing statistics on what your ROI is on putting a branded label with coupons and how much business drives back to you. I use that with a combination of what your average order size was, how often you have repeat customers in the last conversation we had. And I used numbers from another customer that is very similar in size to you to get more of a real number. Because if you just grab stock statistics, it's not relevant to everybody. So these are going to be closer to what I think could work for you. So I thought about, when I did the math, it's about $8,000 per year at a 0.5% of people who see that, and at 2% of people come back because of that, your orders will go up $34,000 per year.
Interesting.
Yeah, I thought it was a way that, since you were talking about you wanted to stand out, that's how I find stuff too. If I can't remember, I'm just like, all right, well, whatever, the thing with the black box, I want that.
Right. Have you talked to anybody in sales here about this?
You guys don't have that.
We don't have a sales force, just me? The director
Yeah,
of
this is,
operations?
I know you guys don't have a strong sales force, so I wanted to assist you in some of the marketing tactics that me and my team, you guys can go over that.
Okay, all right. Sounds good.
So do you remember when we talked to Benny and Pablo in the back what their biggest problem was when you asked them what was going on in the warehouse?
I'm thinking it was probably that equipment we got back there, that old crappy equipment that doesn't work real good.
Yeah.
Is that what they were talking about?
One computer and they're both fighting over it every day.
Oh, my goodness.
But yeah, because your guys' business has gone up, so.
Yeah.
So their biggest gripe was they were fighting to put orders in. Some days orders got rolled over to the next day because they didn't, even with with some things we did to streamline your order process, there was still so much going on that one computer wasn't handling it.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to offer you guys a thermal label printer, a secondary one, and a new print and a new computer, and possibly a dimensional scanner if you guys want to use it. I know we tried one in the past and it broke, but you did like it, so it's there if you want it. If you don't,
Okay. All right, we got plenty of room to put this in back, have a second system?
yeah, there's actually a space back there that needs to have a secondary. You guys hold.
Okay.
You threw away a couple of years ago, so it is set up for two workstations.
Okay.
So, with your new agreement, I know you were asking me for a savings of $50,000 on writing you a new agreement.
Okay.
So what I did was, I took a look at your current agreement and where you were, and I took a look at the existing business that you had that you were shipping out other than UPS, and I found that if you transferred over the $45,000 in FedEx to us, you would actually jump up 2 tiers in your agreement because you fell down a couple tiers by switching some of that over.
Okay.
So the agreement you actually have in place right now is going to be the best solution for you as far as the rating goes. Does that make sense?
Well, I mean, what's my total current spend between the two carriers and what will be my spend afterwards? Are you telling me I'm gonna physically save $61,000?
Yeah, so your current spend with UPS right now is $80,000.
Okay.
And your current spend, what I gathered from them, Rick, you gave me is $45,000. And that combined, $130,000 would be your total spend. And the total savings at the bottom is what you would save compared to the current tier that you're on right now. So you'd actually jump up 2 tiers by putting that, because you guys have a very strong agreement that you just weren't a lower tier.
Okay, but how do the rates compare to what I'm getting from FedEx?
Your FedEx right now, on average, your ground, you're getting about 22%, and that's your major service level that you use. Their ground commercial service. With us, you'll be getting closer to 32%.
Okay. Well, I mean, it seems like a no-brainer, but I mean, what I really want to see then is the data to back this up. I mean, it sounds like you've done a lot of math behind the scenes. So I'm sure you have the data, but I probably need to see like an Excel sheet or something with the data in it to really do this comparison. Because if I'm going to save $61,000, I mean, I'm really interested.
Yeah, no, I can even right now, Coach, I have it right here. I can pull up your agreement and show you where you are in the tiers and how that leap could be made to the next one.
Yeah, I know, but tiers are, it's all kind of vague, It's a bunch of numbers on a revenue band thing. I mean, I'm gonna have to sit there and like figure out, like, if I think it's gonna be better. I mean, I'm talking about, could you rate shipments for me? I mean, could I see like where I compare?
Yeah, so what I do, so you don't have to do any of the math. I have an analysis team that I send everything into,
Sweet.
and typically, we'll look at a year, right? We'll look at 2018.
Okay.
I'll take everything in 2018, and then I'll factor everything, changes, fuel charges, whatever, and then I'll re-rate that with the new rates, and that'll give you an annual savings, basically what you would have paid what you would have paid with the new rates.
Okay.
So you'll be able to see an annual difference with that analysis.
Okay. Is there anything you need from me?
I think I have everything from you. I have all your invoices. I have all. You gave me all the volume numbers. It only takes a couple days. I could probably have it to you day after tomorrow.
Okay, now, I do have to tell you that, FedEx has the same information. I have asked them for their best rate also. So, I mean, we are gonna be comparing the two offers to make sure that, obviously, we're taking the best one.
Of course, anybody would do that in that position. That's why I wanted to show you some of the other things that we do, because, I don't want to just save you money just looking at your agreement. Oh, how much percent are we getting off here and here? I want to see you guys grow. When you guys grow, that helps UPS as well. So we're going to do everything we can to actually help you grow your business and make the workload and supply chain a lot easier, and a lot more fluid.
Okay.
So that's kind of where we stand out from them. They like to play the rate wars, and we go in a little bit more depth into the business. So this is just a little bit more of a detailed sheet. I know last time you asked for me to do it this way rather than have everything done individually.
Okay.
This is how much was saved on each of the different categories when we were streamlining your process. And the way I got the numbers is I took, and if they're off and I'm wrong, I can redo the math where I took an industry average of $17 per hour for your employees that are doing these things. And I multiplied that by the hours that were saved by implementing some of the solutions that we did. Okay. And that is your annual, and that's what we came up with for your annual savings, $87,111.
So, I mean, it looks good, it's a big number. I mean, as I'm looking down that list, I gotta be honest with you, most of the stuff on the FedEx proposal, they look pretty similar. I mean, you know, when we talk about, they said they have tracking, you know, they talked about technology, money for technology. I mean, they talked about a lot of these things. I mean, is there anything here that's specific to you guys?
Did they ask you guys how they could help you guys stand out in the market?
No, I can't say that they asked me that.
Yeah, that's, you know, that's one of the biggest differentiators we have, is we wanna help your business actually get bigger. A lot of the times they'll, you know, some of the things are similar, you know, everybody has tracking now, but we're a lot more focused on seeing where we can take your business.
I appreciate that approach. All right. So what else?
So, this is a schedule that I put out, like a typical timeline of how we would implement everything.
Okay.
With the new agreement to, well, the existing one, there is an addendum that we talked about earlier that we were gonna do for CPP, or, for 100 Way, I'm sorry.
Okay.
So, today, we would be, you know, if you feel comfortable today, we'd like to ask for the business, and getting the addendum penned, put in place, and the CTP agreement as well, get ink on paper for that, and I can order that right away for you guys and have it out to you, you know, within a week or so. And then next week, we'll start converting over some of the FedEx volume to UPS, and I'll stop by on that Monday and that Friday to check in the back to make sure that they're not having any problems back there. And on the 25th, I forgot to mention, that's when we would be implementing a branded label for you guys as well. We'd have a tech person come out and do that.
Okay. Well, I mean, obviously, before I sign the agreement, I'd like to be a little more confident in the numbers. So if you could help me with a little bit of background detail with the samples to show me shipment by shipment that I'm competing, so I'm looking at a real sample, I think that would help me. But outside of that, I think this other stuff looks good. We'll have to see where each of you guys comes out and, you know, where we end up on the rates.
That works.
All right.
Thanks for your time, I appreciate it.
You bet. Thanks.
All right.